Deep within the mist-veiled hills stood a manor, known as Blackthorn Manor. Its foreboding exterior was shrouded in mystery, whispered tales of horrors and tragedies echoing through the generations. The locals shared spine-chilling stories of a cursed place, a den of nightmares where unsuspecting souls were drawn in but rarely emerged. Within the walls of Blackthorn Manor lay an eerie secret, a nightmare within a nightmare. Its rooms were not merely chambers, but inexplicable labyrinths of treacherous traps and twisted tortures, defying logic and human comprehension. Each room concealed a dark secret, waiting to ensnare anyone unfortunate enough to wander through its threshold. As night fell, the manor awakened, drawing upon restless spirits and malevolent energy to carry out its sinister purpose. The lure came in the guise of an otherworldly slumberous sleep, so enchanting that residents would find themselves irresistibly compelled to explore the vast expanse of Blackthorn Manor while their consciousness lay dormant. One such unfortunate resident was Luke Montgomery, a curious and adventurous soul who had succumbed to Blackthorn Manor's deceptive charms. One fateful night, Luke drifted into that bewitching sleep, his body motionless while his spirit delved into the abyss of the manor's secrets. At the stroke of midnight, Luke opened his eyes to a dimly lit hall, his surroundings unfamiliar and eerie. Ghostly whispers danced through the air, as if unseen beings guided him deeper into the manor's labyrinthine horrors. Room after room, he plunged further, each space more unsettling than the last. The first room he entered was a chamber of mirrors, each reflection contorted and warped, distorting his own image into grotesque mockeries. As Luke stumbled through, the mirrors shifted, trapping him in an endless maze of reflections until sanity seemed but a distant memory. As he escaped that room's clutches, Luke stepped into another, this one an overgrown greenhouse, the air thick with stifling humidity. He felt the tendrils of twisted vegetation wrap around his limbs, constricting and squeezing painfully as he fought to break free. The sweet scent of flowers masked the malevolence beneath a torment orchestrated by the manor's insidious design. Further within, he found himself trapped within a macabre art gallery, the paintings pulsating with life and torment. Figures writhed and screamed within their frames, their anguished cries echoing through the empty hulls. Each step brought him closer to the abyss of madness, where the line between reality and nightmare blurred into oblivion. Yet, Luke pressed on, inching closer to the heart of the manor, determined to uncover the truth behind its wicked allure. His journey led him through rooms of malicious illusions, rooms of blood-soaked secrets, and rooms filled with ethereal whispers that promised both answers and eternal damnation. As uncertainty and fear pushed against his resolve, Luke fought back, desperately clinging to fragments of hope that sprouted like fragile blooms in the unfeeling darkness. Guided by an unyielding spirit, he vowed to challenge the malevolent depths of Blackthorn Manor and the traps that sought to ensnare his very soul. As Luke descended into the bowels of Blackthorn Manor, he encountered another room, its entrance veiled in darkness. The air turned icy cold, sending shivers down his spine. Relentless whispers filled the void, urging him to forge ahead, to uncover the final secret lurking within the manor's heart. With trepidation, Luke stepped into the room, his heart pounding in his chest. The darkness swallowed him whole, and as his eyes adjusted, he found himself caught in a tangled web of invisible wires. The insidious trap tightened around his limbs, constricting his movements, threatening to cut off his circulation with its cruel grip. Desperation fueled his determination, pushing him to fight against the unseen restraints. His hands fumbled through the blackness, searching for a way to free himself from the sinister entanglement. Blood seeped from his wrists as he tore at his flesh, determined to escape the clutches of this fiendish trap. Just as surrender seemed inevitable, a glimmer of light pierced the darkness, highlighting a delicate tripwire snaking across the floor. With a surge of adrenaline, Luke lunged forward, narrowly avoiding the trap that would have sprung a barrage of knives from hidden compartments, ending his pursuit. The room shifted, its walls changing, revealing its true nature as a confounding labyrinth. Gripped by a relentless sense of foreboding, Luke navigated the twisting corridors, each turn fraught with uncertainty. Echoing cries and eerie laughter seeped from the walls, a cacophony of torment that threatened to unhinge his sanity. Through perseverance and intuition, Luke found himself standing before a massive door, looming ominously before him. It emanated a palpable sense of malice, daring him to confront what lay beyond. With a heavy breath, he pushed open the door, revealing a room shrouded in pitch-black darkness. Unease settled in the pit of Luke's stomach as he hesitated to cross the threshold. Whispers taunted him from the shadows, promising unimaginable horrors. A chilling gust of wind swept through the room, extinguishing any flicker of courage that remained. Suddenly, faint light glimmered in the distance, a lifeline in the abyss. Igniting the remnants of his fortitude, Luke forged ahead. As he neared the source of light, terrifying apparitions taunted him, their ghastly presence a testament to the malevolence that dwelled within Blackthorn Manor. The light led him to a small chamber, where an ancient book lay open on a pedestal. Its pages rustled with a sinister energy, and as Luke approached, a force seemed to draw him closer. His pulse quickened, his fingers caressed the aged parchment, and he began to read. Luke Montgomery's mind teetered on the edge of madness as he stood in the small chamber, his eyes devouring the cryptic text that danced across the ancient pages. The words seemed to twist and writhe, distorting his understanding of reality. But he couldn't tear his gaze away. Unbeknownst to Luke, with each passing second, the room around him shifted, the walls closing in, the terror growing thick and suffocating. His heart raced as he felt an unseen force wrapping around his throat, squeezing relentlessly. Panic surged through his veins, fueling a desperate struggle for survival. In a last-ditch effort, Luke tried to tear his eyes away from the book, but it clung to his vision like a curse. The words etched themselves into his mind, intertwining with his thoughts. He could feel their insidious influence seeping into the very core of his being. The room's transformation intensified, plunging Luke into a realm of torment unimaginable. The floor beneath him came alive, a writhing mass of tendrils and teeth, hungrily grasping at his legs. His screams echoed within the chamber, but seemed muffled, as if silenced by an unseen barrier. As the room twisted and distorted, each wall becoming a jagged puzzle piece, Luke felt a sense of overwhelming despair wash over him. The manor reveled in his suffering, the traps concealing within its walls the torments that awaited the unsuspecting residents who dared to sleep and explore its sinister depths. With trembling hands, Luke clutched at the book, feeling its energy pulsating through him. It whispered promises of knowledge and escape, but as the room continued its relentless assault, he couldn't shake the lingering doubt: was the book his salvation or merely a gateway to darker horrors? As the room tightened its grip and the air grew thin, Luke's vision flickered, his consciousness slipping in and out. Shadows danced at the edge of his perception, figures that seemed almost familiar yet distorted, their intentions unclear. He could no longer distinguish between dreams and reality, his mind unraveling with each passing moment. And so, within the depths of the manor's malicious design, Luke Montgomery found himself caught in a nightmarish labyrinth, his very existence hanging by a thread. The tortuous traps and twisted chambers whispered their malevolent secrets, their intoxicating allure consuming him further. As the sinister embrace of Blackthorn Manor closed in around Luke Montgomery, he mustered every ounce of strength and fought against the suffocating despair. With a final surge of will, he tore his eyes away from the cursed book, severing the connection that had held him captive. In that moment, the room convulsed, its walls and floor writhing like a living entity. The tendrils and teeth withdrew, releasing Luke from their grip. Gasping for breath, he stumbled backward, his heart pounding in his chest. Determined to defy the manor's insidious traps, he pressed on, his resolve reinforced by a newfound determination. With every room he explored, Luke faced unimaginable horrors. Fiery infernos, bottomless pits, and chambers filled with swarms of twisted creatures tested his will and cunning. Yet, through sheer determination, he evaded each trap, inching closer to the heart of the manor. As he navigated the labyrinthine halls, Luke began to unravel the truth behind Blackthorn Manor's gruesome secret. It whispered to him in the shadows, revealing fragments of its dark history. The manor had been a place of unspeakable suffering, where tortured souls had met their untimely end. Now, their restless spirits fueled the malicious energy that permeated the walls. With newfound empathy for the trapped spirits, Luke's mission took on a dual purpose. He sought not only to escape, but also to free the tormented souls that had fallen victim to Blackthorn Manor's malevolence. In his relentless pursuit, Luke discovered a hidden chamber buried deep beneath the manor, an ancient sanctum of darkness and despair. Enigmatic symbols adorned the walls, speaking of a forbidden ritual that held the key to breaking the manor's curse. The answers he sought were within his grasp, but danger still lurked around every corner. The final trial awaited Luke as he prepared to confront the heart of the manor, a room unlike any other, where life and death intertwined in a grotesque dance. It was a test of will, sacrifice, and the strength to resist the seductive allure of the manor's darkest secrets. What awaited Luke in that final room? What horrors would he face? Only time would unveil the answers as the tale of Blackthorn Manor continued to unfold, its secrets eager to ensnare both restless souls and unsuspecting victims alike.